What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Giants video. As always, thank you for clicking on the video. Greatly appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up because it always helps out the video a lot. Hit the subscribe button if you want more Giants content because there's going to be a ton of it this year. Appreciate the support you guys and girls always show me. It has been a pretty bad year so far. 1 week into the season and everybody's ready to jump off a cliff. Not me. I actually kind of have a level head about this, and you know me, I'm never level-headed, so I don't know what the hell is going on. Maybe it's a full moon or something, I don't know. But there was a couple interesting things I wanted to talk about. Both Tiki Barber and Micah Parsons came out and ripped the Giants. They had a big-time opinion about a couple of different topics. Excuse me. We'll start with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons pretty much came out and reiterated what I said, which is why the hell is Daniel Jones in the game at that time? Like, he should have been taken out in the fourth quarter. And again, I don't think this is going to linger or anything, but I do find it interesting that, you know, a guy that had a lot of doing and killing the guy, you know, getting to Daniel Jones and a big part of the 7 sacks. I mean, he only had 1 sack, but let's face it, Micah Parsons he's a special player. And that Dallas defense is ridiculous. And Micah Parsons, though, as Daniel Jones was getting beat up, and he pretty much said, I didn't understand why he was in there. He deserves to be treated better. And he also said that he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. Now, that could just be gamesmanship, you know. I mean, everybody's got an opinion about Daniel Jones. I'm not arguing these opinions anymore, man. If people think he's no good, their opinion. If people think he's the best, it's their opinion. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not about to sit here and kill Daniel Jones anymore. I'm done with it. I want him to succeed. He's our quarterback for the next at least 2 seasons. So I'm riding with a guy. If he fails, he fails. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it at this point. I'm just rooting for him to do well because I want the Giants to win. I mean, that's all I care about. I don't care if Daniel Jones puts up elite numbers or if he puts up numbers like he did last year. I just want to win games. So Micah Parsons said, why is the guy in the game? Why is he being treated like that? And again, I rarely ever question Coach Daboll or his philosophy on things, but that one I just don't get. I said it in my post game. I said it when I did the reaction video to Daboll's press conference yesterday, and it didn't really understand exactly what the thought process was there, even when Daboll said we're just trying to get some momentum, and I don't think that the risk was worth the reward. You want to get momentum? You know, you got to practice better. You got to do better. You got to go out. You got to win a game against Arizona. That's the way you build momentum. Daniel Jones should have sat down, should have not have chanced it. We saw what happened to Aaron Rodgers, so it could have been worse for the Giants. They could have lost that game 40-0 and lost their starting quarterback for the year. You know, so you don't want to see that. But again, Micah Parsons, you know, he's an NFL player. His job is to get to the quarterback and throw the quarterback around, knock the quarterback down. That's his job. And he even said himself, why is Daniel Jones in there? Didn't agree with the decision. And again, as a Giants fan, I didn't agree with the decision either. But Micah Parsons bringing in on it, and I haven't looked at anybody else, but he was the most intriguing because I'm sure that's been around, you know, why was Daniel Jones in there? I'm sure other players had an opinion about it, but Micah Parsons also standing up for Daniel Jones, and you like to see that. I mean, obviously the Cowboys and Giants are big-time rivals. Hasn't really been much of – they're rivals. It hasn't really been much of a rivalry because it's been one-sided. Rivalries go back and forth. Hoping to make this a rivalry again soon. But I just found that interesting. And now I want to talk about Tiki Barber. But before that, I just want to do this real quick, guys and girls. You know, we got a couple of sponsors that came on board. We got Body Armor coming on board this year. Body Armor Sport Water is an alkaline water with a pH 9 balance, a proprietary electrolyte formula with a wide mouth for easier hydration. Body Armor Sport Water is built for all-day hydration for the athlete and all of us. You guys and girls know I drink a lot of soda. I love my Coke Zero, my Dr. Pepper Zero. People are like, you drink too much soda, Baddog. So now I drink Body Armor alkaline water as well as soda. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to cut that out. Of course, there's football tomorrow. There's football Saturday with college football. There's football all the time nowadays. You want to go to mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag, man. You join MyBookie. You go there. When you're ready to make your first deposit, you just put in the promo code BADDOG. It's BADDOG. It's all one word. It's all lowercase. That's the promo code you claim on your first deposit. You'll get a bonus. You'll get a limited time free chip to use in the MyBookie casino. If you hit a couple of legs of your parlay and want to cash out early, you can do that, or you can let it ride for a bigger prize. But go to mybookie.ag and use the promo code BADDOG, once again, BADDOG, to get your free sign-up bonus. Tiki Barber. Tiki Barber has been very vocal about the Giants, and more in a positive light. Tiki's said Daniel Jones is a top 5 quarterback, or believes he can be a top 5 quarterback, and he's been on Daniel Jones' side. But Tiki Barber was not happy with the result of the game and said pretty much it's because they don't practice. Now, I've had a lot of people, and they're older school guys like me. I've been around for a long time, watched football for a long time, and it wasn't like this. It wasn't, one-a-day practices and nobody played in the preseason and you couldn't touch each other and there was no contact. And Tiki Barber pretty much saying they're not ready. They weren't ready to play because you can run around in shorts and underwear all summer long, but until you actually get knocked in the chin or hit somebody in the chin, you're not in football shape. And I tend to agree with them. You don't want to overuse these guys, but why these guys are getting one drive the entire preseason is a little crazy. I understand you want to get out of it healthy and that's the whole thing, but if you're not prepared to play, and it showed the first game, I'm not saying that they weren't prepared or but they looked lost. They didn't look on the same page. There was a lot of things that were out of sync, off kilter. It was disjointed. It was a mess. The whole thing was a mess. The entire operation, from the offense to the special teams to the defense. Defense didn't have much of an opportunity to do much because Cowboys had scored really quickly. And in the fourth quarter, the game was already in hand. But Tiki says, why the hell are these guys not practicing? And it makes sense. I think that you have to, you got to give these guys some reps together in a game. You don't need to have your whole playbook open, but these guys should be out there working on drills, working on timing, working on plays. That's the best time to do it. I understand you're practicing against one another, but that's not the same as playing against live competition from other teams with guys that are trying to make their own team. They're there to stop you. I'm not saying the defense isn't trying to stop you, but the defense is not hitting the quarterback. The defense is not destroying the line of scrimmage. You have to get reps. The reps are important. And, it just seems that way. And like I said, there's a lot of guys that have said, Baddog, I hate that they don't play in preseason games. I hate that they all sit out. I hate that they're never in shape or that they don't work on this stuff in the preseason games. And they even cut the preseason from 4 games to 3 games. So it's not like these guys would have to play 4 games anymore. It would make sense. 1 drive in the opening game, maybe 2 drives in the second game, or maybe 3. They used to play a half in what they called the dress rehearsal. The third game was usually a half for the starters. And then the fourth game, you just let them kind of sit out and, let the guys that are trying to make, fill out the roster do their thing and have their audition. But with 3 games, you've taken a game away, so you've taken even more reps away. I think that they should do that. 1 drive, then maybe into the second quarter or play the first half in the second game. And, the third game, maybe 1 more drive. Of course, if somebody were to get hurt, people be saying, why'd you play him in the preseason? I understand both sides of the fence, but Tiki Barber makes a really good point. They used to do this all the time. They used to have 2-a-days all the time, which is a big reason that they moved out of Albany, the Giants anyway, because it was not covered there. So they built that sports complex down in East Rutherford so that when it rained, they could get the practice in because it's covered. When they were up here near the end, and they went to 1-a-days, if the practice was rained out, they didn't practice. And you couldn't get that practice back because it's not like you could say, okay, we're going to practice twice tomorrow. The union doesn't allow it. So Tiki Barber makes a good point. Tiki Barber played in this league a long time. Tiki Barber is a Hall of Fame running back. I don't give a shit what anybody says. The man had over 10,000 yards and started 7 seasons. He averaged almost 5 yards a carry throughout his career. He had over 5,500 receiving yards. And, he led the league in yards from scrimmage at least once. 3,500 yards the last 2 years. He's like top 20 in all-time yards from scrimmage. And he was a great punt returner when he was younger before they started running him as their starting running back. So the guy's a Hall of Famer. The guy knows the stuff. He's been in the league a long time. And again, I tend to agree with Tiki Barber, but at the same time, listen, I understand the complete opposite end of the spectrum. That if a guy, Daniel Jones, were to get hurt, or Darren Waller were to get hurt, or somebody got hurt in preseason, why are you playing them? The games don't matter, they don't count. I understand both sides of the argument, but I did find both of those interesting. And I would love to know your opinion on Micah Parsons. And I'd love to know your opinion about Tiki Barber, what they said. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, share this out with a friend. Thank you for your continued support. We'll be live with Patty and Chris tonight on Patty Trina's channel, Lockdown Giants. I'm a little under the weather, so I don't know how much energy I'm going to have. So I'm telling you, people go, oh, he's mad about the Cowboys game. Nah, I got the madness out. Man, I'm still don't like it, but I'm a little under the weather today, which blows. But we'll get through what we always do. Anyway, rambling on. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Hopefully we see you tonight. It's a bad thing at Dizzle, and I'm gone. Peace.